Friday morning edition of In the Jungle. I'm Matt Edwards. First round of the NFL draft in 2025 is complete. Shemar Stewart, a pass rusher from Texas A&M, goes to the Bengals at 17 overall. There's some things I like. There's some things I dislike. Let's get the bad out of the way first. First of all, he's a project. Bengals haven't done well with projects. He had 4.5 sacks in 3 years at Texas A&M. Not ideal. Now, there's precedent for that. I mentioned last night Danielle Hunter, who now has 99 sacks in 9 years in the NFL. He also only had 4.5 sacks in his college career. Trayvon Walker, who was number 1 overall at Jacksonville, 3 or 4 years ago, he didn't have a lot of sacks. Now, he's an interior player, but still, the precedent is there. And Walker, by the way, now has back-to-back double-digit sack years. He's been quietly an awesome number 1 pick for the Jags. But look, this is a guy they're going to have to work on, and they have not done well with projects. So you don't love that. Now I'll give you a like before I give you another dislike. What I like is this isn't Lou Anarumo's crew anymore, remember. This is Al Golden's crew, and Al Golden has a lot of experience at the college level with taking guys from high school, developing them, saying, hey, here are the traits that we like about this guy. How do we translate them to the NFL? How do we translate them into finishing, tackling well, and actually making sure Shemar Stewart lives up to the hype of being a number 17 overall pick? So there's that. That's the like versus the dislike. Don't like that he's a project, but hey, it's not Lou Anarumo's show anymore. Al Golden, he came in. He's got a pedigree in developing dudes into the dudes they can be. Another thing I dislike, deep defensive end class. Probably could have waited to get your next pass rusher if you're going to draft a project and not a guy who can necessarily come in and ball out right away. I would have loved to have seen them trade back. I did mention the other day as I wear this Reds hoodie this morning, I didn't really want an Adam Dunn type. I didn't want a boom or bust, home run or strikeout type. That does seem to be what Shemar Stewart is. It seems like he could be an absolute beast. He's got all the tools you need to be an absolute beast in this league, but he really hasn't shown that he can put those tools to use properly at the college level. But, and this is my last like before I hop off here, you hear the same word from everyone when they evaluate him, disruptor. And the Bengals need a disruptor. They need to make Lamar Jackson feel uncomfortable. They need, if things get to the point down to the playoffs, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, you know the names. They need someone who qualifies as a disruptor. They cannot let those quarterbacks sit back there in the pocket and come back. And, I mean, every stinking week last year, the Bengals had a fourth quarter comeback go not their way. So they need someone who can be a disruptor, who can be a Tasmanian devil in there. So hopefully he can be it. Rounds 2 and 3 tonight. I'll have more on Monday in the jungle at the YouTube page. I'm Matt Edwards. Thanks for checking in. Enjoy your weekend.